Bear on.
And we are back live, season 3 Tycoon Tactics, and we're here with my boy, right? And he is rapidly growing his Twitch community, Sethamanic, right? Seth, how you doing, bro?
Doing amazing, man.
Good, bro.
Amazing.
Thank you for coming out here and spend some time with us, bro, to play some chess, answer some questions, bro, really get to know who you are, bro. You played chess before?
Yeah, not gonna lie, it's been a minute, but been known to dabble a little bit.
Cool. Awesome, man. Cool. So let's go ahead. There's a couple things, right? So this season was inspired by two things. So first one being this show called Hot Ones on YouTube where they eat chicken wings
Right.
and answer questions, right? And then the second being this book that I was reading. It's called Your Next 5 Moves. And what that book was inspired by was these grandmasters in chess that can think upwards of 15 moves ahead. Right. And kind of its application to like business or growing a brand or being an artist or whatever it may be. Right. That there's certain sequencing or steps to take to get to this certain place that you're trying to get to. Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like life.
Hell yeah, man. So let's do this, bro. Let's get right into the game.
Wait, have you ever watched that? There's that chess. I guess it's kind of like a documentary on Netflix or something. With that female. There's a female chess player. She was. I can't think of it. It's good. It's a good show though.
Okay.
She was like the first female grandmaster or something like that.
Oh shit, I haven't got a chance to look at that. Yeah, no. I'll look into it though, bro. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna ask you, and then you make your move and answer the question. What's your name? Where you from? And what do you do?
So first, make the move first.
Yes, sir.
Just open the gates. So name, Seth Iwane. Iwane meaning John. It's Hawaiian for John. Kaleo. Yeah. And so my last name in Hawaiian, Kaleo, means the voice, because Leo, but can't sing, so. But it's that's the name. Twitch name, Sethamanic. Second part of the question was, where am I from? Born on Honolulu, born in Honolulu, Oahu, and came out here when I was like 3. Lived out in all over until I was 10. Mainly Concord area, Antioch, Pittsburgh. I was all over. And then when I turned 10, I think it was 10 or 11, I went back to Hawaii. Parents got split up, locked up. So we went back to go live with the grandparents back home in Hawaii, on Big Island. Then we moved back to Oahu. Then we went back to Big Island. It was pretty much all over, man. And then, that's where I'm from.
Awesome, huh? And again, this show was kind of inspired by that show, Hot Ones. Are you a drums person or a flats person?
Honestly, probably drums. Probably drums, yeah.
Why?
Just because I don't know. It's easy. Mm-hmm. It's easier. I mean, flats aren't. It's not like it's like rocket science, but I don't know. Just drums usually have more meat, I believe. But if you like that skin and stuff like that, I feel like those flats is probably better.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Move. And then, what flavor do you usually get?
Oh, I'm more of I like the habanero, mango habanero.
That one is actually fire.
Yeah, I like it. I like hot food, so.
For sure. Hell yeah. Brother, what was it like, and it's kind of a 3-part question, what was it like for you growing up in your household, with your family, in your city?
I'm the oldest, so let me do my move. I'm the oldest, so it was tricky. I'm the oldest out of I want to say 32 grandchildren too. Cause so my grandma had my mom when she was like 14, 15. Mom had me 14, 15. So I was, grandma's not much older than me. Mom's not much older than me. But yeah, it was surreal. Just being the oldest and like doing everything, moving a lot of responsibility, a lot of making sure other people were. And I still do that today. I just make sure everybody's happy around me, make sure everybody's good. I've always been that guy. So, yeah.
What about in your with your family? What was that like with your family growing up?
Man, not gonna lie, it was rough. Yeah. People think like, oh, grandparents and all that, like, everything's always cool. A lot of people had amazing grandparents, but mines were like drill sergeants. Like, do this, make sure you do this, and it was always like constant, like just drilling. Like, scrub the floors, do this. It wasn't like I don't want to like bash them, but it's kind of like freaking. You're just there to work and just get stuff done. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is what it is at this point, So.
Well, what about in your city? I know you moved out around a lot.
Yeah. So when I went to, growing up in Concord when I was young, that was crazy. Concord. A lot of people don't know about unless you're out here. Concord, but. Yeah, Concord was nuts. You couldn't wear colors when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, even, like, we grew up poor. Like, where, you couldn't wear colors. You couldn't, like, go outside at a certain time. You know what I mean? Like, we grew up in an apartment building. It used to be called Village Green. I guess it changed. It was right across the skate park over there. Yeah, that spot was crazy. I remember. And then, growing up in Hawaii, man, I mean, it's the best place in the world, but, you better learn how to fight real quick. Because I remember I went to a high school for like 3 days, fought every day. Fought.
Why do you, what was that?
It was just, new kids at school, people like to push stuff. And it was just, and I remember it was like my freshman year. I fought the kid. Suspended like 1 or 2 days, came back, fought his cousin, came back. I mean, that's just the mentality over there.
I see.
You're not really, nobody's shooting and stabbing nobody. I mean, there is, but back in the day, I mean, everybody just fought, and then that's how it was. We were best friends after. But yeah, it was just Hawaii's culture is very different from over here. Like over there, a lot of people ain't worried about somebody going to their vehicle or something like that. Over there, it's like, you got your ass beat, like, or you might get jumped by a bunch of big Polynesians. That's the only thing.
Check. Tell me about your parents, siblings, or people who were significant to you growing up.
Well, my brother and my sister, so I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters, both, I got one half. So one of them is half and the other one's half from my mom's side. My dad never had more kids after my mom. But I did have 3 stepbrothers and a stepsister when I lived with my dad. So it was always a full house. Loved everybody. Loved them all. Now that we're all older, we all have kids, and we're all like trying to plan get-togethers and stuff. It's nice. I was the first one to buy a house in my family. Like, nobody in my family bought a house, so I'm the first one. So I'm trying to get them all together, do all that kind of stuff. Trying to get back to it because I feel like we kind of separated, especially because I did the Army for 7 years, and my brother did his whole thing and all that. But it's cool that I'm out here. It's kind of why I came back out here, was for family, because I have a brother and sister, and my mom stayed out here, so came out here to go help them out and everything. But yeah, it's surreal. My mom's doing a lot better. She's doing amazing. She's actually about to try and buy a house. I think I kind of inspired her a little bit. So, you know, I'm excited. She remarried, everything like that. So things are doing good with the fam. And what was the last part of your question?
Yeah, people who were significant to you growing up.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I want to one of the most significant people to me is my aunt, my Uncle Aaron's wife, my Aunt Jessie. She helped me out a lot when I was, because I ran away. I didn't run away. I turned 18 and I booked it. Like, you know what I mean? Right on my birthday, right when I turned 18, I was out. And my uncle and them, my aunt, took me in, helped me get on my feet. You know, I was still working 2 jobs, doing all that while I was in high school. So, like, you know, just doing that, helping me, taking me to school, taking me to my jobs, doing all that, taking me to anything I wanted, you know, helping me get on my feet. And, like, without them, I don't even know. You know what I mean? So they're probably, like, the most significant. And my uncle used to talk to me a lot. You know, he told me a lot of things that I needed to hear. You know, so those are probably the most significant people in my life.
I know we're speaking earlier, and you do work overnights, right? But take me through kind of your morning routine.
So
and you got to make your moves.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Morning routine. So I do work nights, and I actually, like, I do swing shifts. So, and I work 12 hours a day. So when I'm on a work week per se, like, I'll wake up, if I do 5 a.m. to 5 p.m., then I wake up and I just go to work. I always try to get a little coffee in when I can. And then, like, that's pretty much it. Like, I wake up at 3. I meet up with the carpool dudes because I live pretty far from my job. And then we just get to work. But if I work in nights, I like to do the nights because I wake up, like, I'll get off at 5 a.m. I'll go straight to bed. If I don't hop on my PC or something, I'll go straight to bed, wake up around, like, I'll get a good solid 6 hours, wake up, head straight to the gym, do my little gym session, and then go home, eat, make sure everything's all good, bills, boom, and then around 3:30 I'll start heading to work. But yeah, if I'm not working, my morning routines is literally just wake up and, like, go to the gym. That's like what I want to do and what I feel like I need to do. Because if I don't hit the gym right when I wake up, I feel like groggy, lazy throughout my day. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's because that's what we did in the military, because I hated it in the military. And now that I promised never to do that, like, wake up and go work out. But, like, now when I don't do it, I'm just like, man, I'm hella lazy today. I mean, I don't really feel like doing much. So it is a routine, but, like, at the same time, it's like you don't really notice the what am I gonna say? You don't really notice how good it could be for you, even though, like, you're like, man, don't want to do this, but you just do it, and you just do it without thinking, you know?
Absolutely. What time of day do you do your best work? Referring to Twitch.
Referring to Twitch, I want to say it's pretty late in the day because my following is mainly like Polynesians and Hawaiians, and they're all 3 hours behind us. So I want to say a lot of my best work is probably that time. But I also want to say I do a lot of work before a stream, like before Twitch, because I like to post a clip or something. So I will actually, before I start streaming, you know, everybody has those routines they do. Like I'll do I'll do some stretching and make sure I got my waters with me, got this is with me, go on my PC, make sure everything's working, check out the clips, check out the socials, because once I go live, it's like I'm not on my phone, I'm not on this, I'm not on that. I'll be in Discord or something, and then that's about it. But yeah, it's probably late in the day. I just feel like once you find that niche in your following, that's probably you're probably going to find that time zone that you're working with, and just try to focus on that. That's what I do.
Sure. How did you get into the industry you're into?
So the industry, like Twitch. So it's funny because I started on Facebook. I was a Facebook streamer didn't last too long, maybe like a month or so. And then I was trying to do both Facebook and Twitch, and then I just stuck with the Twitch because although I do like a bunch of giveaways on my channel, I do tons of giveaways and all that. I mainly game. I mainly vibe out, mainly listen to music, reggae music, and stuff like that. So I feel like Facebook is more for, you know, if you're crafting, if you're cooking, you know, or trying to teach people like what you do per se. Like if you're trying to teach people about like different like sounds or videos and like cameras and stuff like that. I think Facebook and YouTube and stuff will be better. But if somebody's say like the average Joe, like we're like, oh man, we're getting into a game, we want to watch some gameplay or something, they're gonna go to Twitch. So then that's pretty much how I just converted to Twitch and everything. Because I did notice that I was getting a big following on Facebook. Like all my family was following me, but it wasn't like people that were gonna sit there and watch me play video games, you know. Like Twitch had that, so that's how I got into Twitch.
What has been your biggest failure, and how have you learned from it?
I'll do one for one. Biggest failure, dang. I don't know. It could be like a regret, right? I mean, I've failed in life where I've like been in handcuffs and stuff like that, but in the back of my mind, I think I would probably do it again. You know what I mean? So like, I don't feel like it's a failure, and like, you know. So yeah, just.
I guess regret would be a bit.
Yeah.
Biggest regret, and what have you learned from
I would probably be. I just wanted to see my full potential in myself, and I kind of like stopped it short. Well, it wasn't only like my decision. I was in the military at the time. I don't regret joining. I don't. I met so many good brothers and stuff. Learned a lot. It actually mellowed me out a lot because I was a pretty high strung individual, and I kind of needed that like just like balance. But I would say my biggest regret is like not seeing what I could have done with my my fighting career, because I used to train MMA hard. I did that for like while I was in high school all the way till like I was 24, 25. And I did win I did win some things. Like when I joined the Army, I did like this. They did like MMA programs and stuff like that. I won my base. I went and competed in all Army stuff. And then, I just was getting deployed too much and then had my kids, all that. So I was just like, I put myself off of my dreams. But, yeah, that's probably my biggest regret, just not chasing that, because you never know what you can be, if you don't push yourself. So.
Thank you, bro. That was big, man. Thank you for sharing that. What could someone do if they were interested in doing something like what you're doing?
Okay, so if you're like interested in like trying it out and stuff like that, I would just say get with somebody, because what I did was I just turned on the camera. Like I played without a camera for like a good 2-3 days, and then I was like, well, I went on YouTube, and then I was like looking up like how to become like a streamer or anything like that. And, they give you like a 15 steps, what to do. And to believe it or not, your audio is more important than your actual camera. And so I bought a nice little Yeti mic and stuff like that. And which you don't need the top of the line stuff, like, you know what I mean? So, but that's just how I was. I just was like, oh, I'm going to go buy a nice microphone, buy a nice freaking, oh shoot, I shouldn't move. Buy a nice microphone and stuff. And then like, that's all I did. YouTube, looked up some things and did all that. And then I had a bunch of people. Once I started growing, and people like, once I got the camera going, people started seeing my face. People started like, "Oh, what's up, man? Like, oh, what games you play or anything?" And I'm not good at the games, man. I'm not. Like, I'm gonna tell people this all the time. You don't have to be great at games to be a good entertainer or anything like that. Like, just vibe out, have fun. People ask questions, be honest. Because when they come back and somebody else asks the same questions and, they catch you in a lie, you're like, who the hell is this guy? You know what I mean? Because that's how I am. I'm just like, just be yourself. If they don't like you, you know what I mean? Like, they're not good for your community. I mean, I keep telling people that because I've ran across a lot of people on Twitch where you can just be like, yeah, this guy's like, he just pulling up a whole screen. That's not who he is. And you eventually, it always comes out. It always comes out. And it's usually the guys who are like, they get big. It's funny. You know what I mean? They get big. It's their circle grows quick because they're all on a front. And then poof, they just disappear, because once people start finding out like who, like all the stuff, your community's gone. I want to grow slow, and I would suggest that to everybody. Grow slow, keep your circles tight, and just keep growing from there. And do it for the right reasons. Don't do it thinking you're going to become rich and famous overnight. Because a lot of the big streamers, you can ask them. They're like, I never seen it becoming like this, but they will always say the same thing: be real, be who you are. If you're entertaining, or if you're one of those mellow streamers, you don't have to be all hyped up and crazy. There's people that just want to watch you play the game and see something different, and those guys do great too. So I don't know what I am. I'm kind of like in between, because some days I'm like super hyped, flexing all the time, freaking jamming the games. And then some days I'm just playing GTA, being a little thug, be like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's why I'm a variety streamer. And I suggest people who like don't want to be stuck on one game for a long time, because there's people like that I know and that I hang out with. They just play COD. Play Call of Duty all day, or play Apex all day, and they love it. So, but yeah, I would just I like to dabble with everything. I play every single game. So yeah, just frick, man, I'm going off board with this question, but
No, this is great, bro.
you know what I mean?
No,
Like
this is great.
that's what I like to tell people, man, because a lot of people come to me for advice, and and sometimes, you don't want to be that guy that says like, yo, you either got it or you don't, because I believe everybody gets it. I'm one of those thinkers that if you think it and you want it and you speak it, if you thought about it so much that you spoke about it and you want to do this, then you can do it. Like, that's the hard part, right? Thinking about it, like manifesting it, speaking it, and then writing, because I have tons of lists. Like, that's my thing. Like, I'll put down a list, like, I got to do this. I got to do this. What is next week's goal? I just did this. I just gave away this. What I'm going to do, like, I want to do better and better each time, right? So, and it's not like about like material things or anything like that. I don't want like more stuff. I just want to, and it's not about like the viewer counts or anything like that. I just want to feel like I did better, So for me, I like, even in my cooler at work, I'll have like, this is funny because I get teased about it all the time. I write things down on list, and I just throw them in my cooler, and then like a month later, I pull them out. I'm like, Jesus, man, I got all this stuff. I don't really. That's the one thing that bugs me is I try to be organized, and I'm like, don't at the same time. But at the same time, you got to feel like you do more than others.
Well, we are back from halftime, y'all, and we're here with Mr. Sethamanic. Brother, what is your sign, and how do you think it attributes to what you do?
My sign. I was like,
forgot about that.
Yeah. Breaks do that, man. Breaks do that.
Oh, damn.
So my sign, I'm an Aquarius. So a lot of people, water bearers of life, a water sign, but also some people are like, they say like, there's so many, they're like, oh, I'm a fire Aquarius. I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
I see, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I feel like, so if you know anything about Aquarius, a lot of them are like mischiefs, like they love and like friends and family, and they love giving because they give water, life, stuff like that. So I feel like I feel like I am an Aquarius to a point. I don't want to say that I'm hardcore into believing like the star signs and stuff like that, because then then it gets to a point where it's too much. If you ever try to like study it, like you just at some point you just feel like somebody's just making up a bunch of stuff. But I feel like there is, you know what I mean? I feel like there is a point to it.
Absolutely. What do people misunderstand about you the most? I'm going to make my move. Here.
I do know this. I do know people often take, well, there's a saying in Hawaii where like, don't mistake my aloha for my weakness. Just because I'm so nice doesn't mean I haven't humbled myself, but I could do violence at any time, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's where that saying comes from. I have mellowed a lot. I feel like if like something happened to one of my kids or anything, I'll go crazy. But I think the thing people misunderstand about me is the reasons why I do some things. I guess because, especially in the Twitch game and everything like that, especially with the gaming community, they can see all your come ups. It's like haters, you know. Once you start getting haters, you know you're doing it right. And you know, I have heard some things that people say sometimes, and I think the only reason why you get to hear those kind of things is because some people know the real you, and they're like, yo, I don't know why this guy confided in me, but he said this about you, and you're my boy. So of course I corrected him, and you know, I'm coming to you to tell you. So, yeah, you just hear some crazy stuff like, oh, he does his giveaways, or he does this because he's buying people, or he's just doing this so he can become famous, or, you know, it's just haters, like natural haters. And I think some people just need to understand that there are people who just do it for the fun. I like to see people cry when I make them happy. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of me and my one of my best friends that I met since I started Twitch. We do that a lot. Like we just paid this kid from the Big Island, Hawaii. It's all my boys' connections. We just came up with who we're gonna give it to. We gave it to him and his girl. They're gonna get a flight to TwitchCon and VIP passes.
Nice.
And you know, he came into a Discord call with us after we told him in the game. We told him while we were playing GTA together. Like we ran into him like, hey, guess what? You know? And he's a gangster, and like my boy's a cop, and he was acting like he was gonna arrest them and stuff like that. And then he told him, and then, you know, he just broke. He's like, I never thought, you know what I mean? I never thought me gaming and stuff could like give him the opportunity, because he's a streamer too. He's an up and coming streamer. He's a great kid, like great head on his shoulders, big heart, loves to love, like big aloha guy. So doing that kind of stuff, people will misunderstand it, and you know, they can misunderstand it all they want, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to show people like, hey, although you don't think you're getting the amount of viewers, or you're gaming and you feel like you're quitting, you feel like you're doing all this content, it's not going anywhere, like keep it up, man. You're doing amazing. Like, and I always tell people this all the time. When you make a clip, or you do a podcast, you do something, it's like a lottery ticket, man. Not every lottery ticket is going to get the views. You just need one. You just need one of them tickets to hit, and then you'll grow. Or even if it doesn't hit big, everyone is a stepping to something that could be great, you know? So we like to do that. We like to keep people motivated and all that, because it could get depressing when you just feel like you're gaming for no reason or doing something for no reason per se.
Absolutely. What is the biggest lesson your Twitch career has taught you thus far?
Well, one, you don't have to be good at games to Twitch. You can a lot of people actually get more views just chatting and like chilling. But one of the biggest lessons I learned is, well, of course, I already knew, like, you know, don't trust anybody or don't trust everybody. It's not the don't trust anybody. It's, you know, don't trust everybody, because I've had people who were like, you know, it's hard because, you know, you game with them and it's kind of like you build that friendship. It's not like a IRL friendship, but I can say I have way more friends online than I do in real life, especially over here. If I go back home, it'd probably be different. I would just say the biggest lesson is there's a lot of people on that thing that don't have the same vision as you, and the same interests as you. So I like to surround myself with people. Oh wait, I need to go, right?
Okay.
I need to surround myself with people. Surround yourself with people with the same interests and visions, and you'll be right. You'll be right where you need to be. Yeah.
If you could meet 18-year-old Seth again, what advice would you give him?
I honestly, I believe this should be for a lot of 18-year-olds. This advice: stop chasing girls, man. You're probably not going to meet the one until later on in life, or if you already met the one, you'll know. Yeah, I feel like not only like myself when I was young, I was just wilding. You try to get the fancy clothes, you try to get the fancy car, you try to get all this instead of like actually focusing on stuff like you should, like your credit, your debt to income ratio, stuff like that. I would just be like, hey man, focus on you. Stop trying to, be like the flyest guy at the party and stuff like that. Cause that's, when I was younger, that's what I did. And I would just say, take the advice that is given to you, but do your thing, like do your own thing. Cause a lot of that advice is, people give advice and that's for them, that's how they feel. You can take it and run with it, or you can take it and say like, that was them, I'm going to do it this way kind of thing. But yeah, that's probably the advice I give myself.
What's the best compliment someone's ever given you?
Oh man, this game's got intense.
Don't it? Along with the questions.
Yeah. I do kind of want to say like my grind and my hustle. Some people are like, man, you did it big, you did it better than any of us thought you were gonna do. Especially from my family members, they tell me that they're like, you could have went down a way different path than what you did. A lot of them didn't think. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. A lot of like my aunts and stuff like that, they're like, you could have been a really like messed up individual just from the way I was raised and stuff like that. But I want to say, when people say, when they talk about like my heart, like how much I give, how much I care, how much I do this kind of do the things I don't really need to. Like if somebody needs help or if somebody needs a shirt, like I'll give them mine. You know what I mean? Like that's probably like the best compliment I've got. Just being kind. It doesn't, it's free. It's not like you're doing something that you couldn't, like you're sacrificing something. You don't need to sacrifice nothing to be kind to somebody.
Mm-hmm. If you had $10 million or you were given $10 million right now, what would you do with it?
That's like generational changing money. I would try to set it up so a lot of people say they would buy a lot of things. I wouldn't live in the state. I know that. I'd tax the hell out of my 10 mil. I need to go to a state where they don't do that. I would actually probably just move back home, but yeah, I would definitely buy some land on the Big Island because that's the most country. I'm not a big city person. It's not like the cities bug me. They don't. I'm fine with ghettos. I'm fine with all that. I just prefer open areas. But yeah, I would probably move back home, move my family back home, try to get everybody to go back home, you know what I mean? Because I feel like that's where we belong. I feel like the most energetic waking up back home in Hawaii, you know what I mean? I'm a water freaking animal. I need to be in the ocean all the time. Cause that's what I grew up doing. just surfing, fighting, hanging out. But yeah, I do a lot of investing for future, for my, not only my kids but my grandkids and all that kind of stuff. And it's I'm not gonna say I wouldn't put anybody on all my real ones. You know what I mean? I'll help them out for sure. But I mean, all my homies are pretty set off. I surrounded myself around with people who are well off. You know, I can honestly say doing that, it automatically helps you. It's not only the advice they give you, but like they're not out every freaking weekend drinking and doing all that kind of stuff like you were doing when you were younger. But like, yeah, I would definitely invest, probably buy some apartment buildings and stuff. And I'd put a lot of money back home on the islands. I would start, supporting local. And then that's what I try to do now. Like when I get my shirts and merchandise for my Twitch and stuff, a lot of it comes from Hawaii, like locally printing dudes and stuff like that. And I'm working a lot more with out here in the Bay Area too. So I'm trying to do both and help out everybody. We're all trying to feed everybody. We all eat out here. But yeah, that's what I would probably do with my money.
If you could be remembered for anything, what would you want to be remembered for?
If I could be remembered for anything, probably how funny I am or something. Like just the way I used to. I would want to be remembered as the guy who like lined up the moods and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like helped out a lot. Like I love making my kids laugh. You know what I mean? And a lot of people say my laughter's contagious in a way, especially when I'm gaming. I'm always just laughing hysterically all the time, doing stupid stuff, having fun. I just want to be known as that fun guy who just lined up the mood all the time. Probably. Just I wouldn't want to be too like in like, oh man, yeah, he was like always working, or you know what I mean? He hustled a lot. He's always working. Like I like to do my hustles behind the scenes. Like, yeah, I spent 4 hours making a clip, but I'm not going to be like, man, please like my stuff. I spent so much time on it. Mm-hmm. Like kind of like a guy who just always work. I'm always working. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I hustle. I do my stuff. I don't want to be remembered as that though. You know what I mean? I want to be the guy who just was funny. Always. And my friends tell me this all the time. Like we'll go to a party. We go to Vegas. And the girls will have their homies. Like my friend's wife. I have her friend coming with her dude, and like they're a little clique, and you know what I mean. Like how it goes at like a function, and then like you're in a room, and it's like you and your boys, they're boys, and you know what I mean. I'm that guy. I'll walk up to whoever. And I'll just be like, "Hey, what's going on, man? Where you guys from?" And it's kind of hard because out here you do that, and they think automatically like bad thoughts. They're like, "Yo, what's the intent on this guy? Why does he what's going on?" Yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm from Hawaii, where like we just like to vibe, like see where you're from, hang out, like all that kind of stuff. And I'm known as that guy, like. Well, I'll go over there, hang out with them and all that, and I'll go back to my boy. Hey, man, they're going to the strip club, man. Like, y'all, like, I'm going. Like, y'all coming. Like, my friends are like, bro, you just make friends, and that's kind of how I am. Yeah. I'm the fun guy. I'm like, and some people, like I told you, might think it's bad intentions or anything, but I think I can get away with it because I'm a bigger dude, and eventually they'll be like, all right, I've met some dudes like for the first time, and then like we were best friends. You know what I mean? And I just like just to be remembered like that. The fun guy, talk to anybody, cool with everybody. You know what I mean? And that'd probably be it.
So finally, this last question for the show. What is your next 5 moves?
My next 5 moves,
And we could be Twitch life, be immediately, like right after the show.
Yeah, so move 1 after the show. I'm actually going to go edit a clip that I made the other day for my GTA server. I actually own my own GTA server. You ever heard of that guy? He's a pretty big, like, I don't know if he's a rapper or anything, but he made a GTA server for his, like, so people get off the streets where he's from.
I know you're talking about
T-Grizz. Yeah, T-Grizz, yeah. So we've been, me and my friend, we've made countless cities, GTA cities, and we have a pretty big GTA city now. And what happened to our old ones was too many people had their hands in it, per se. Like, we trusted too many people and kind of bit us in the butt. But we learned how to dev, and we have one of the best devs in the world, the one who actually made Soldier Boy City. So he's on our team. And there's a lot of money in this server, and the only people that have the hands in it is like me and him and his fiance. So right after that, I was in the city. I did there's a lot of heist and stuff in there, GTA talk and all that. So I'm gonna go be making a clip, trying to grow that a little bit more, because which is cool about that is we're the only GTA city that's we have over 100 people and easily, and they're always constant like 30, 40 people on there. But we're the only city that's like 90% Polynesian. So it's a bunch of Samoans and Tongans and just Polynesian people up in there, people from New Zealand, and new people joining every day. And I kind of like that, because we talk a little different, We'll come up to somebody and be like, hey, what's good? And, and then you have some of the guys who are super fob, and they'll say Samoan words, and like people are like, what the hell you just called me, per se. So it's kind of like our own little city too. So be making a clip for that. That's move number 1. Probably hitting the gym after that or before that. Depends on that traffic. Yeah, it depends on the SF City traffic. If it's too big, I'll probably go straight to the gym and then do my clips. Be streaming tonight. We got a big event Thursday, so we're pretty much prepping. Thursday we're doing a podcast on the Twitch page. We just got done doing an award show, which was a big hit. We had over 100 people viewing us the whole thing without any raids or anything, and it was a lot of give back to the community, and just to see like the Polynesian community, not only them but like also East Coast dudes, everybody just come together and support one another. That's kind of like the main goal, and just watching that was, and you just know you're doing it right at that point. So like seeing that is like a big thing. So we're going to be doing another show this Thursday. And we're going to be talking about, there's another Hawaii group, Coconut Wireless Network. Big shout outs to them. They run like an anti-cheat, and like a lot of games don't have anti-cheat. So they're actually holding a big Apex tournament with, it's a free event, and they're going to be like cash prizes and stuff. So they're doing amazing things. So we're helping them out too. They help out us a lot. Getting ready for TwitchCon. I got to order a lot of merch. That's another step. And then we got, my own personal merch and the team's merch. And yeah, those are the moves, man. It's a busy next 2 months.